So I'm just going to start today ringing this bell and bringing us into presence with these teachings that are about to come your way. Here we go. So the theme that I want to explore is inspired by my trip. And it came up as this concept of energy returning. And what does it mean when we are ready to have pieces of our energetic body or presence return to us? And what does it mean for those pieces to be gone? So for anyone that experienced or has heard of soul retrievals, it's a lot of the work I'm pretty accustomed to is this concept of the soul having these fragments that can leave through different traumas, through big life shifts, and the journey of bringing those pieces back into their rightful places. I like to think of the soul pieces as tools in our life tool belt, and so they're qualities of your human experience. So maybe a piece might be called trust in your voice, and maybe that piece, trust in your voice, may have left at some point in your life or whatever circumstances and situations. And without that tool of trusting in your voice, hello everyone popping on, Joanna, Lisa, Eleanor. And so if that piece leaves you, that trust in your voice leaves you for whatever reason, then what can happen is that there's almost this like a gap of that tool to use your voice in your life. So you may find situations where you're going blank in communicating yourself. So what I'm saying though about energy returning is it's a different concept. It's something that I'm starting to understand more on what it is to have energy leave us from whatever age, for whatever reason. And perhaps it's even an ancestral thing. This is what I'm exploring, is how when our ancestors have experienced trauma or have experienced challenges that have then created these ripples of decisions and belief patterns and systems to keep them safe and to keep their descendants safe, what can happen is that it's almost as though the fullness of their energy has left. And as this inherited pattern is brought into the next generation, then that pattern, that belief can also be like still having a piece of your energy, your fullness, not fully allowed to rise to the surface. I don't know if this makes sense. I'm just trying it out with you guys. And so energy returning is this concept I'm playing with around what is it to reveal the hidden parts of yourself to yourself, to have more energy available to really get the momentum going in your life where it may have felt stagnant, or where patterns may have been protecting you from really giving it a go in how you show up in this world. I know for me, I was experiencing a lot of that on my trip, of where I've had patterns of stagnation and sabotage that were almost blinding to me. And they just kept coming up and up. Maybe if anyone wants to share on the thread any patterns they've noticed that for some reason just continue to come up. And I feel like with this idea of energy returning, it's the energy and the tools returning to you that can help you actually move through these patterns, can move through that whirlpool that's preventing you from living the most fullest life. So that's my little quick transmission and teaching from my trip. Different ways that actually manifested coming home was really interesting, where it was a series of synchronicities on my way home. So after this beautiful empowerment journey, I was at the airport and I got this message. So Eleanor says, oh, that's a question. And I got this message that I had received this golden ticket, which was this like year-long supply product that I really like, and $50 that I had won in a box that had expired the day before I won it. They were going to validate it. They were going to like say, you know what, we don't care. Even though you sent this message like 9 weeks ago, on the day of me leaving my retreat, they're like, we're going to validate this, and we'll give you the whole discount. So that was one thing. The second thing that happened within minutes of receiving that message was I got a message that somebody had seen, most likely my cat. For anyone who knows, my cat has been missing for a really long time. He was looking healthy, he was walking through a field. So there's my second energy returning in the form of my cat. The first one was energy returning in the form of a gift that I had received but was out of alignment. Then the third thing that happened was I get home and there's a message from the government, and they firstly want to give me super cheap discount. I guess there's a sale, but they also want to give me a free computer. And this is like this isn't a scam. This is actually my government. So I call them up. I have a free computer coming my way. So here I've got technology coming my way. I've got money coming my way. I've got awareness of my cat coming my way. I feel like there was a few other ones. And so those are just examples of different pieces that represent like the energy is returning. And when it starts returning into the physical plane, you can start having experiences like that. I also ran into on my trip home. So there's many different stages. So I got on a car ride, I got on a bus ride, I got on a ferry ride, and I got on a plane. And on the plane in the line, there was a friend that I got to spend time with. Wonderful. And digest. On the bus ride that I arrived in Vancouver, there was another friend in line that I've been wanting to connect with about business, and then on the ferry there was 4 more friends in line. So for me, as we align with the energy returning in our life, it also can be in turn connected with the connections returning into our life, can connected with the abundance returning to our life, having our needs met, having financial sustainability returning our life, having our health return to our life. So this is the teaching that I bring to you today. I want to get to the questions. I'm just really excited about this. And so for you is I pray that you have the tools and the resourcefulness and the desire to truly bring in and let the energy return into your life where it may have leaked for whatever situation, maybe even ancestrally, that you can have the full capacity of your energetic signature that's needed to really live this life. Boom. So with that, I think I'm just gonna get right to the question.